Well, hello there, my friends. The reason I'm doing this video is I want to respond to a discussion thread that I saw in one of the groups that I belong to. And this is something that comes up way too often, especially when you have one parent that is a disciplinarian. And in many cases, it ends up being the dad, but it can also be the mom. Somebody that is really married to the idea that as a parent, it is your responsibility to exact consequences on your kids all the time. Sorry, somebody tried to call. The huge problem with that is that when you have kids with Asperger's or ADHD, not everything they do is behavior. Not everything they do is chosen. And people that are very discipline focused in their minds think that everything that a child does that is judged as inappropriate, that is judged as wrong, rude, whatever, needs to be corrected or punished, or there be a consequence for it. And that's simply not the case. The thing that came up in the group discussion was somebody mentioned that the son does pretty good at getting homework done. Hey, Bill. Hey, Hunter. But then the child forgets to turn the homework in. Anybody who spent any time with kids with ADHD know that this is common, okay? This is a working memory issue. This is a skill deficit. This is not laziness. It's not irresponsibility. It's not defiance. It's a glitch, okay? And in this case, in the group, the mother said her husband always wants to punish this. Always wants to say, well, he's got to learn responsibility, and if he had some consequences, he maybe would learn. No. Punishment does not improve memory. It's something his brain doesn't do. This is something that requires an accommodation, not a consequence. Okay? And for dads that don't understand this, there are many reasons we could discuss why they are stubborn, why they are not as teachable as we would like them to be. And some of it is that they believe in their own abilities to control things. Hey, Megan. They think that everything is a choice, that you are in control of your life, that you could do it if you wanted to. The whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps BS, that you could do it. You just need to toughen up. You just need to walk it off. These are the kind of dads that think, no, you don't have glitches. You have laziness. You're not putting enough effort into it. These are also guys that probably are not going to be big at asking for help because they believe that all the answers should reside within enough willpower. And for our kiddos that have those glitches, I have those glitches to this day. My kids have those glitches. You cannot punish a child into developing executive functions, okay? It simply will not happen. So for the dads that are listening to this, it is critical to stop seeing everything your child does that causes problems for someone else as simply a behavior. There are some things, yes, your child may do that is pushback. That happens. They kind of have an attitude. They kind of get into a power struggle. They're sick of being corrected all the time, and they'll push back. But that doesn't mean that everything they do is focused on being passive-aggressive, flipping their nose at accountability. That may be the case. But the one thing I want to encourage you to do is to first identify and frame everything they do as a potential skill gap. And eliminate that as a possibility before you start thinking, you know what? This kid's just being a booger. This kid's just trying to, flex their muscle and show what they can do, and maybe there need to be some consequences. We'll take away the video game. We won't let them watch their favorite show this week. But don't start with that. Because what it does, when you punish an executive function, you are telling this kid that something happened, that they don't know why it happened, that they couldn't control it, and it's only going to bring them more pain. You're going to reinforce the fact that they are helpless to change things. You're going to punish them for things that they can't change. You're not going to give them any help, right? You're just going to punish them, and they're going to begin to resent you, because what they really need from you is support and understanding. And instead, you, for all intents and purposes, turn your back on them. You're not there for them. And that creates a divide between you. It doesn't grow respect. It doesn't grow accountability. If anything, it makes them frightened to try and do anything else in school, especially things where they know it's going to go wrong. You are actually going to increase the problem instead of solving it. So the thing you need to do when your kid is forgetting to write down their homework assignment, forgetting to turn things in, being accused of being lazy in class, not paying attention to the teacher, all of these things are likely executive skill deficits. And the first thing you need to do is to sit back, identify all the different areas that your kid is having difficulties in, and start doing some research. Start asking around, hey, does anybody else have a kid that has this problem? How do you accommodate it? What are you going to have to do? Ask for help. And I promise you, an asteroid will not come out of outer space and kill us because you asked for help. Best case scenario, you'll get the answers that you need. You'll find out you're not alone. You'll find out that other parents at one time struggled with these same things, and they went without answers for a while, but once they found them and introduced them into their child's life, their child was able to manage these situations much more effectively and actually have a pleasant experience in the school environment. But it began by acknowledging that, guess what? My kid's brain works a little differently. He's not going to willpower his way out of it, and I sure as hell can't punish him into being effective with his focus and his memory. I need to teach him some new tools. I need to embrace him as the individual that he is. Yeah, Jessica, let's set up a time. Go ahead and private message me, okay? The bottom line is, our kids were not made for a cookie cutter system. They were made so that we can introduce new ideas to the school system that hopefully will compel them to innovate the way they react with all their students. So in many ways, our kiddos are teachers. They give a lens on what education needs to be, what it can be. So let's start with that. I just had to put my 2 cents in about that because, wow, too many kids are being punished for things they simply can't control. So if this has been helpful, please comment below. Jessica and anybody else that wants to chat about this, let's private message each other and share this. My son's home from school. Share this with anybody you think can benefit from it, okay? This has been Brian. Hope this has been helpful. We'll talk again soon.